It is Monday, June 29th, 2026. The World Cup enters knockout stage. Iran's economy faces historic crisis. Israel escalates Lebanon operations despite negotiated ceasefire. Here are the day's top stories. 1. The World Cup round of 32 began Sunday with Canada's stunning 1-0 victory over South Africa at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Steven Eustaquio scored the winning goal in the 73rd minute for Canada. The victory sends Canada to face Switzerland next in the round of 16 bracket. South Africa's tournament ended despite competitive effort after advancing unexpectedly from the group stage. Monday's matches feature heavyweight tournament contenders. Brazil faces Japan at 1 p.m. Eastern Time in Houston in a matchup of Group C winner versus Group F runner-up. Germany plays Paraguay at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Boston. The Netherlands battles Morocco at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Monterrey, Mexico, as two of Europe's top teams clash. Round of 32 continues through July 2nd with all 16 matches determining the round of 16 bracket. The tournament format eliminates 8 teams daily during knockout play. Why it matters. Canada's upset signals tournament unpredictability in the expanded 48-team format. The knockout stage tests mental toughness and precision as single-elimination soccer rewards no second chances. 2. Iran's economy has spiraled into historic crisis with inflation reaching 88.6% year-on-year in June 2026, according to official figures released Friday. The 88.6% rate represents the highest inflation since World War II and reflects the war's devastating economic impact. Bread and cereal prices rose 140% year-on-year, meat prices increased 135%, and dairy products climbed 116.8% through March 2026. The Iranian rial collapsed to 1.9 million per US dollar by late April, destroying purchasing power. May 2026 saw certain products experience 100% price increases in just 1 week. Oil exports plummeted to zero in May under the U.S. naval blockade, down from 2.1 million barrels per day in February. The International Monetary Fund projects 68.9% inflation for 2026 and a 6.1% economic contraction. The Foundation for Defense of Democracy estimated $144 billion in total economic damage, roughly 40% of Iran's pre-war GDP. Why it matters. Iran's economic collapse threatens regional stability and weakens negotiating power. Hyperinflation creates humanitarian crisis as basic food becomes unaffordable for ordinary Iranians. 3. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reaffirmed Sunday that Israeli forces will remain in southern Lebanon indefinitely, despite international pressure and ceasefire agreements. Our fighters in southern Lebanon have full freedom of action, Netanyahu said in a video statement. The IDF will thwart any direct or developing threat to Israeli soldiers or northern residents. He reaffirmed Israeli occupation of a security zone will continue for as long as deemed necessary. The statement contradicts trilateral framework agreements signed Friday between Israel, Lebanon, and the United States. Iran and Hezbollah claim the agreement violates the June 18th Memorandum of Understanding which stipulated the war would end on all fronts, including in Lebanon. Why it matters. Netanyahu's hardline stance threatens delicate ceasefire arrangements. Israeli occupation of Lebanon contradicts explicit MOU commitments to respect Lebanese sovereignty. 4. Iran has threatened a complete halt to nuclear negotiations with the United States over the Israel-Lebanon trilateral agreement signed Friday. Iran views the framework agreement as a violation of the June 18th memorandum that promised the war would end on all fronts. The MOU explicitly required the U.S. ensure territorial integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon, which the current Israeli occupation contradicts. U.S. State Department officials say talks will continue despite Tehran's threats. Washington claims the framework does not supersede the nuclear negotiation roadmap signed last month. The 60-day comprehensive deal window remains active but under strain. Why it matters. Threat of talks collapse risks unraveling the entire nuclear agreement framework. The Lebanon issue has become a central leverage point in broader regional negotiations. 5. Utah's largest wildfire is consuming vast tracts of land as extreme heat and winds challenge firefighters across the American West. The Cottonwood Fire is burning in southern Utah with extreme wildfire behavior expected through the weekend. Crews are battling multiple blazes across a parched region, experiencing historic drought conditions. Climate-driven extreme heat creates perfect conditions for rapid fire spread. Meanwhile, dozens of technicians are preparing 851,000 fireworks for July 4th celebrations aimed at breaking world records. The contrast between wildfire emergency and celebration planning underscores America's divided climate crisis response. Why it matters. Extreme heat-driven wildfires will increase in frequency and intensity with climate change. Western water resources face unprecedented strain as drought deepens. Like and subscribe for fact-based news from official government sources only. Leave a comment. Tell us what stories you want to hear.